And first of all, I just wanted to say to you that most diseases of the body is a war, it's warfare, and that it normally starts in a realm which is higher than the third dimensional realm, and it's brought all the way down to this third dimensional realm. I just wanted to tell you that I believe it's a stealth war against us, all illnesses. It's a stealth war against our mind, our soul, our body. And I just wanted to just give you an explanation of the word stealth. I know everyone knows already, but I might as well just say that stealth means moving with extreme care and quietness. It also means to avoid detection. It also means a cunning and underhand procedure or dealing. Okay, so a stealth war is not an announced war. It's a war that's being waged against the populace on earth, and we really haven't even got a clue that there's a war against us. So I'm trying to address it in terms of this autoimmune disease that I've got. But I mean, I know there's many others, millions out there who've got these illnesses, and if they want to give me some feedback or they want to talk to me, I welcome any feedback on this. And I'm just going to bring you this presentation through 3 books. Last night I introduced to you the Pyramids of Montauk, so that's the first one I'll bring to your attention, which is there by Peter Moon and Preston Nichols. A lovely book, and it talks about the morphogenetic field grid that we're all a part of, and I'll just read you a little blurb of it so that you can get the feel of this book. But it's a very good book, and I always tap into it from time to time. But they say that look at this 100 monkey effect, which is based on the fact that if a certain percentage of the monkey population learns something, the function will automatically telepath to all similar monkeys on the planet, even those who are isolated on an island. So basically this book is saying in this chapter that if enough of us starts raising our frequency, starts purifying our bodies, and start addressing issues and things that normally we would leave assigned to the doctors and whoever else we depend on, that there'll be such an effect that the whole consciousness of the planet will be raised. Okay, and I'm just recapping that there is 7 levels of consciousness, and the 7 levels of consciousness are let's have a look, and I'll say to you, but most people, they are in the first 3 stages, which is dreamless sleep, dreaming sleep, walking sleep. A few manage to the awake enlightenment stage, and the next stage, samadhi, illumination and unity, and then the cosmic consciousness, which hardly any people get to that level of consciousness. So really, what is consciousness? We know that an autoimmune disease is when the cells of your body, the antibodies attack your own body because there's a foreign body in your body, and it just thinks it needs to protect you, but really it's your own body. So your own body's fighting against itself. But what is consciousness, and where does the consciousness reside? Well, I found out through research that consciousness actually resides in our blood. Okay, Dr. Che, he does a brilliant lecture on YouTube called The Consciousness of the Blood, and I think you should tap into that. And the blood, because the consciousness resides in the blood, it means that we have to keep our blood as clean as possible. And that just brings me back to a few years back when I was looking at slides of two different types of blood. One was a clean blood sample of blood, and one was a very dirty, polluted sample of blood. And the clean sample of blood, it had nicely round blood cells, red blood cells, all evenly separated and even distance apart, and lots of oxygenated blood and so on, you know. But the dirty blood, it was so polluted with, I don't know what, it was all clogged together. There was loads of foreign bodies in there. And so one of the solutions to getting your blood cleansed is to have a healthier diet and eat you know, holistic foods, foods from the sun, and you know, it will equal that, it'll balance the equilibrium in your blood, and it'll help raise your frequency. Another book I mentioned last night was this book, The Days of Destiny, and it's called The Cosmic Prophecies of the 21st Century. I love this book. And it's by Dr. Robert Ghostwolf. Okay, and it's got a brilliant chapter if you're really interested in consciousness, and how you can get your body aligned with the consciousness of the planet, and how we can raise the frequency. I think it's page 91. Let's have a look. 91, 92. Oh yes. Yeah. And it says that I'll just read you a little blurb so that you can get the gist of this. But it says what is presently foreseen, and it says centers will emerge throughout the world where new and alternative methods of healing will be employed. Traditional medicine will make an all-out effort to bridge the gap between natural and holistic and allopathic procedures of medicine. These will be the beginning of what the masters have referred to as the temples of rejuvenation. So, and it says viruses are crystalline in form, and crystals, especially manufactured crystals, are not affected by the use of vaccines and serums. They're affected through vibrations and frequencies. And the vaccine, upon entering the body, totally disrupts the chemical balance of the body. So the virus senses the invasion by the supposed good guys and have the ability to enter a state of suspended animation. And in that state, much like a caterpillar, it senses the condition around it and has the unique ability to transmute while safely tucked away in the chrysalis. It then changes form, waiting until conditions are right to reactivate within the chemical environment of the body. Okay, I hear echoes of, you know, what's going on today, where they're spraying the sky with whatever, I don't know. But anyway, and it says the bug is not gone. It is simply entered a state of dormancy. And while in that state, it is constantly sensing the environmental conditions of the world around it. So in a way, the consciousness is still alive. The virus, while in this state, is interacting with our biophysical and energy fields, causing the body to alter and create itself an environment to accommodate its required ideal conditions. And it just goes on and goes on. And then it says, the consciousness resides in the blood, and thus the process of the next decade of God's implore to work on the disciplines to purify the body. And it says this vehicle should be kept clean, eat natural foods, cleansing the blood with oxygenation of the blood is very important, because the enemy lives in the blood, and it has been unleashed through chemtrails, fungus, and now running rampant throughout our ecosystem, and has infected the food chain down to even the precious plankton that lives in our oceans. The planktons are dying, and it says, as the planktons die off, so does our supply of oxygen. So the amount of oxygen on the earth is actually decreasing every day as we go on. So let's see. And then it goes on to a bit, and it says it talks about the beast, you know, and this warfare, this stealth warfare against from the negative forces. And it says one of the most diabolical ways the beast has worked its way into our beingness was through petroleum gas. You know, it was placed in the petroleum that was shipped to Western countries from the Middle East. Originally it came from Iraq and was created in a very biological labs, and therefore they created the holographic viruses that responded to the frequencies. And then it mentions things like Ebola and anthrax. So I mean, it's a very this is an exciting book, and I've got to give it another shout out. Oh, can you see that? The Days of Destiny, Conspiracies for the 21st Century, Cosmic Prophecies for the 21st Century, and it's by Dr. Robert Wolf. Okay, so brilliant. I'm glad I got that out of the way. And you know, as I say, I believe in the fasting. I believe in you know, eating as healthily as possible. I believe and drinking loads of water. I love water, especially distilled, purified, boiled water. Brilliant, excellent. My daughter's just had. And so those are the two books I wanted to get out of the way. The third one I read, and this one is called The Occult Anatomy of Man, by Manly People. I don't know if any of you have, but if you have, you know, it's fine. And all these books you can get from the link at the bottom of Awake Israel's page. If you press the link to Amazon, you can purchase all these books. Okay? And The Occult Anatomy of Man. And the most startling thing that that hit me with this book is, I mean, everyone should get a copy of this. But what I found out at the end was that it says that man is actually an inverted plant. Okay? Man, and the original man, the original archetype of man, he didn't need to eat food. He didn't need to, you know, he could just go out, stand in the sun, and absorb his vitamin D straight from the sun, food straight through his skin by photosynthesis, just like a plant does today. So it's something to bear in mind that as you raise your frequency, it says know thyself, man, and love thyself. And part of the loving thyself is to get the tools that you need to know about who you really are, and that you need to purify your body. And you know, I did want to complete this presentation because I didn't want, you know, you to be thinking like I do things incompletely. But yeah, I'll read a little bit about what I just said about. It says, man is an inverted plant, gaining his nourishment from the sun as the plant does from the earth. As the life of the plant ascends, it stems to nourish its leaves and branches, so that life of man rooted in the brain descends to produce the same result. This life descending is symbolic as the world saviors who came down into the world to die for men. Later these lives are returned again to the brain, where they glorify man before all the worlds of creation. So much for the theory of the brain. Okay, okay, so it's an excellent read. Some of the chapters are called, let me tell you some of the chapters, what they're called, so that you know. The first chapter is called The Human Body in Symbolism. The second one is called The Three Worlds. The third one is called The Spinal Column. The third one is called The Infernal Worlds. The third one is called The Occult Embryology. And the last one is called the Occult Masonry. But I'm just saying, don't be afraid of that word occult. Oh, occult just means hidden. So where it says occult here, it's the hidden embryology and the hidden masonry. Okay, The Occult of Anatomy of Man and Occult Masonry by Manly P. Hall. Okay, and you can get it at the link at the bottom of the page on Awake Israel. And just rounding things up, really. So consciousness is not fixed energy. Consciousness varies from person to person. Not everybody is at the same level of consciousness. Some people are more alert, they're more wise, they're more causal, they're more loving, they're more happy. They've got the essence in life and energy than others. Okay? And so consciousness of self is important. The consciousness of self is also called the consciousness of essence, and it varies. Even in, say for me, today I might be full of energy, and if I don't get enough sleep tonight and enough water, drink enough water and rest my brain and, you know, meditate, whatever, I might be a different character tomorrow. So the normal daily cycles of sleeping and waking alters a person's consciousness, essence of consciousness. And consciousness also varies according to how much vital energy we have used or wasted in thinking. So, you know, sometimes you get people, some people call them like psychic vampires, so they come and just suck your energy. They've got nothing to give back to you, but they're just there, you know, drawing from you, drawing your energy, drawing what you think, you know. So it says that vital energy we've used, wasted in thinking, emoting, and resisting life. So, and that can change consciousness as well. So the spirituality really is about the accumulation, the conservation, and the wise use of energy. And in relation to the autoimmune illnesses and diseases, I want to say that, you know, sometimes in the past they would have said, they said, you know, they said, oh, you got your illness, you got this from your dad, and this from your mom, and this from your uncle, and this from your grandpa, and this from this body, and this from that body. You know, that's only part of the story. Another part of the answer and of the equation is that, you know, as you think, so will you be, because all of you are interconnected. All parts of your body is interconnected. If you think negatively, it draws the illness. If you behave negatively, if you put toxins in your body, it also alleviates and not alleviates. It exacerbates illnesses, and so we've got to be really highly conscious and be aware that, you know, only you can heal yourself, and you know, it's your responsibility. It's nobody else's. It's not your mom's, your dad's. It's your responsibility to look after yourself. Well, I guess I'll just leave it there for now and say thank you for tuning in, and yeah, and I'll just be, you know, continuing trying to share my experiences with you. And oh, there's another book here as well I could share with you, is which I love. All my books I love. I'm sorry. This one's called The Hollow Earth. Oh, can you see that? I don't know. Can you see that? The Hollow Earth. And this is a brilliant book, excellent book by Diane Robbins. Okay. And as above, so below. As within, so without. On earth as it is in heaven. So it's a good book for you to tune into, just to have a look, just to be objective. There's another diagram on the back. So there you go. Okay. And this is all important in terms of illnesses, in diseases, in terms of your consciousness, and in terms of how you're gonna approach you know, diseases of the body and of the mind. So I'm just saying thank you, I love you, you know, and I wish you all the best with whatever you endeavor to do, and, you know, Mat Hotep. Thank you.